So before I started having babies, I made the non-negotiable to be a stay-at-home mom. I knew that if I was going to have kids in this world, that it was going to be me who raised them. I didn't want to have a 9-to-5. I didn't want to send my kids to daycare. I grew up actually in a house where my mom was a daycare provider because she didn't have or didn't find anywhere that was comfortable enough for her to leave her kids for 8 hours every day throughout the week. And so she pivoted. So I had this really beautiful experience of having, they have the word now, trad wife, which is maintaining the home and Christian values, and the husband goes out and works while the mother takes care of the children and the house and everything that goes along with it, which is the 100% number one underpaid job in this whole world, or at least in the US. But I had the experience of having a mother on hand, available for my needs, taking me to school, being home when I was sick, and doing all the things that needed to be done, carting me around, putting me in, church activities, all the pieces, while she made money, taking care of other people's children. So I feel very fortunate in that. And so I grew up knowing that, hey, even if my mom made money at home, she was always there. And as a foundation for a growing, evolving human being, that was really important to me. That was a highly valuable experience that I wanted to give my children. So in 2010, when I had my first baby, I was poor, you guys. Was literally so poor. I was working off a meager amount of savings that I had, especially coming out of a divorce, having a little bit of a money cushion, not a ton. And when we talk about little, it's like maybe $5,000 on top of having a ton of support. And so I don't want to say that I did this all by myself. I had a partner at a time. We lived in a multi-generational family situation. I had extra hands on hand, but for the most part, it was me. I had extra hands, so if I wanted to go do a jazzercise class, I was able to go do that for the hour because we lived with grandma, we lived with grandpa. It was doable. But the other piece of that is my relationship suffered with the father. He was always gone, working to support, to be able to get us into a space that we could call our own, even though, had so much gratefulness around being able to be home in a multi-generational, extra hands, extra support space. We actually had moved previously from a home with another mama and papa who had just had their baby, maybe about 4 months before us. So the value of community cannot be overlooked when you are having children. And so, if you are a mama who feels very isolated, being at home, having to do all the things and just managing the children in the house, it can be very lonely. It has its ups and downs. So my experience, my journey through all that, I find so much gratefulness that I had everything that I had. And even though, if I reflect back, I made a little bit of money. I was able to do a job here and there, helping out, my dad with his admin work for his insurance business, and having my baby in tow. Having the flexibility to stop and take care of her and, all the things that happen when we have small children with us. They are not a timeline. They do not stick on the timeline, right? It's I have this amount of time to take care of this. And it's man, if we could get out the door without leaving something behind, that is a gold star in my book. But I just knew internally, deeply, that is what I wanted. I wanted to be able to have that time and that space to raise my babies, to be on their schedule, to be in those sacred rhythms of motherhood, because it was important. And I know not everybody gets the opportunity. That I'm very aware of. And so I was able to do the thing for a solid 10 years. Had my second baby in 2016. And around the age of 3, I was done being at home. I had been a homemaker long enough to the point where I really was inviting in the opportunity to split my focus. My youngest was 3. And now when I reflect back on it, I'm not, as I reflect back on it now, where I've been at it for 6 years, doing solo entrepreneurship, being a part of the community, putting out events, putting in the effort to grow my practice, now I'm really trying to refine the balance of being home and being able to keep a clean home, which usually just happens on the weekends, to be able to cook intentional meals, not like, hey, we're home, it's 6 o'clock, let's eat, let's get into bed, let's do the thing, because I do commute. I don't live just right next to my job. And so, I see all these things about trad wives, and I see all these things about going back into the traditional home space. I have a very unique relationship where my partner is about 2 decades, 23 years older than I am. So I feel a lot of pressure to maintain an income, to be able to take care of my husband as life continues to progress, and be able to take care of my children and know that solidly and financially I have it. And that's exhausting. That is so much energy and work, and something to wrap yourself around. Not only do I take care of children, do we go to school, we're also doing a homeschool hybrid, to taking kids to extracurriculars, to me being able to show up for my business in my full capacity. I don't want to say I'm tired every day, but it wears on you. So if you are doing it and all of it, and you feel a little exhausted, I completely understand. I desperately, deeply, graciously understand what it feels like to hold it all. And not because I'm being forced to, because I want to. I want to be able to show my girls that I've created something that will last and support us, fulfilling my gifts and my purpose here in life, and showing my girls that that is a possibility, depending on what they want to do. If they want to just be stay-at-home moms and live that life and farm and have cows, and one kid's really into farming, or the other one completely opposite than that, I want them to have the prerogative to be able to do it, but also without the disillusionment that we live in a society that requires, to some degree, 2 incomes. We're not supported in childcare. We're not supported in insurance. We're not supported in higher education and learning. So there are things that other countries are doing that support the opportunity for actual family planning, for actual population increases, that actually support a mother and a father with the encouragement to grow your family. We can be better, America. Be better about that. We have so much money. We have $39 trillion of debt, monopoly money at this point, that's going towards so many other things other than America. So let's shift that back to America and know that, yes, you can do whatever it is you want to do. We are, I don't know. We're sold that, right? Love living in America. I love living where I live. And also there are inherent challenges to be able to go to school, go to the store and just buy not crap food and make sure our families are eating properly, you know? So I come on here to say that I've done it. I've been the military wife, I've been the divorcee, I've been the new mother, I've been the stay-at-home mom, I've been the at-home entrepreneur, I've been the brick and mortar, I am the brick and mortar entrepreneur, and I'm also managing a home, taking care of my children, alongside my partner who does a ton of work also. Thank God I don't have to cook every meal and take care of, you know, a handful of things that I don't have to think about, and I just can't imagine having to think about anymore. So this is where the work that I share is the work that I embody. And so I go and get care every single week. I get my system entrained because I can only hold so much. And I know you can only hold so much. I know what happens when we try to hold so much that our body honestly just breaks. That happened to me. I had a major health issue that I had to come to terms with. And that coming to terms was that I can't hold it all. It is impossible for me to hold it all. And so when we get entrained, when we utilize Elan's healing system, the Elan healing system is there to help us navigate clearing up space. We know what happens when our computer systems get bogged down with too many files. When it gets completely defragmented, it starts to run slow and inefficiently. So you take the time to clear out old files, to clear out old videos and caches and all those things so that your system can boot up and get to it. I had a computer that I recently just swapped out that I struggled with. It took a while just to turn the computer on. I had to do all this like magic key work just to get it to turn on. And every time it turned on, I was so fucking grateful. I was like, yes, we're on today. But in the back of my mind, I just knew, I was like, whew, the time is a ticking for that. And so what did I do? I eventually was able to go out and buy a new computer. And I have to tell you, my friends, every time I boost that computer up, I turn that computer on and it turns on immediately without having to do magic key work. I am so grateful. I'm actually in awe. Kind of that same feeling after you've been pregnant forever and realizing that you can hold a full bladder and that is like magic. So I'm here to remind you that you do not have to hold it all. You do not have to pile everything inside of your system with nowhere to go. Yes, mama, you can do the things. Yes, my entrepreneur. Yes, my girl boss. Yes, my whatever you want to call yourself. You can run a business. You can manage the kids. You can hold the household. But you have to let off some of that steam. You have to let out some of that pressure. And so I work with you. I work with who you are. You are high performing, you are successful, you are waking up every day and you are getting shit done for everybody else. And so it's time for you to make sure you are taking care of you. Because if you don't take care of you, your health goes down, your ability to earn, maybe your wealth goes down, right? Because there's reflections in that. Your ability to love goes down. Like when we're full, we're full. And even though you want to like have all that love to give, maybe there isn't just enough in there. And also your expression. When we don't feel bogged down, we can actually speak our truth and ask for what we need in a way that feels heard and nourishing. So I'm going to end it there. So know that there is opportunities to do all the things that society is asking us to do. And we get to do it our own way. So however works best for you. And also know that there is full availability for you to honor your body, honor your energy levels, and honor the space within so that you can And you will be able to hold all the pieces in the ways that you want to hold the pieces, that honor you as a person, because you matter in the equation of everything that you're doing. So feel better, my friend. I want you to feel really good in your body. And if you want a helping hand in being able to do that, I'll put some links below and you can check out how that's possible. All right. Love you so much.